Om Namah Shivaya. Under my Atma Guru's instruction, dear Atmas, today we are going to discuss on God's third commandment. This is relating to how each human being can fulfill his duties so that he release all karmas and attain mukti. That is the ultimate objective of God's three commandments. But one can release all their karmas only if they fulfill their duties in the micro family in which they are born and the macro family, the world in which they are living. So everyone should have the feeling that this world is the big macro family in which all the people are their family members. And in that respect, how one can fulfill their duties by fulfilling the social responsibility under individual social responsibility, corporate social responsibility, and government social responsibility, by which the people having opportunity, how can they uplift the deprived and the underprivileged people in the society, so that the economic status of the entire people of the country, when it grows, the country become a developed nation, for which everyone has to work for bringing this developed state of India at the earliest with heart and soul. In that respect, we have already discussed about the individual social responsibility and corporate social responsibility. And in the government social responsibility, we have touched upon the what the government should do for the individual upliftment of the people at micro level for each individuals. And in that respect, we have seen the 8 charter points, that is education for all, employment for all, health for all, water for all, food for all, house for all, society for all, and people's ombudsman. This is what is needed. A person, each citizen, if they want to live happily, what they need is food, clothing, shelter, education, health, and protection. This is what is covered under this 8 charter points. So far we have discussed about the micro level benefit, what we need to extend to the government should extend to the individual. Now we shall see the macro level points that has got implications on the restructuring of the government at the center and the states, wherein we have to bring the reformations for achieving the needed policy changes to enforce the economic upliftment of the people, to curb the corruption in the system, to remove the black money and money laundering in the system, and see how best all people, the ultimate object is every person, in whatever capacity is he, whether he is a political man, whether he is a businessman, whatever be the position, they should release their karmas. Only if they do duty honestly, diligently, without involving malpractice, without involving corrupt practice, without involving accumulation of black money, because these all only add karmas to their account. He wants that everyone should release their karmas and they have to attain mukti. How much crores you earn, nothing is going to come with you. Only your bad karmas are going to come with you. Don't accumulate bad karma. Use your sixth sense to release the karma, bad karma. Whatever amount you accumulate, you see that this money what you earn has come to you diligently, honestly, legally. Don't involve in illegal, immoral activities, corrupt practices. That's what you want to ensure. And in that respect, how these reformations can bring in, we will see what are all the reformations that the Atma Guru wants to implement under the God's third commandment are at macro level is election reformation, political reformation, tax reform, tax and monetary reformation, judicial reformation, legislative reformation, executive reformation, constitutional ombudsman, and media reformation. These are the 8 points of reformation that we want to ensure. So in this today, first we will discuss about the election reformation. So how we should know first how elections are being conducted in India, how much money is going on, spending, government is spending and political parties are spending, first we should know. So today in our economic democratic system, we have parliament elections for electing Lok Sabha members and the next is the election of Rajya Sabha members. Both is done by Election Commission at national level. And next comes the election to legislative assemblies of each states and union territories. So Election Commission conduct every 5 years is parliament election and state elections in each states. Besides this, Election Commission conducts local body election. It is called legislative council in some places and corporations, municipal corporations and greater corporations where mayors are elected, ward members elected, panchayat members are elected. They are all elected by people. So for doing this election, Election Commission spends thousands of crores for each election. And these elections are coming on various spread over the period. None of the states have got the same day for elections. If you see, the election commission all through the year, perennially they will be conducting election in one place or other, and their time is spent more on conducting elections. So today, this year, we have Andhra Pradesh election. Last year, we have Parliament election. That before UP elections, Rajasthan elections, Haryana, like each and every election, one or the other, it comes to. And in that respect, government is spending separately for each election. So Parliament election, they are spending so this year, uh, and for 2024 Parliament election, government has spent 1 lakh crores for conducting this Parliament election throughout the country. So one Parliament election, 1 lakh crores means, see for each state election how much they spend. Since everything are held separately, government has to spend separately for each portion of the elections. Say, today I have to spend 1 lakh crores for Parliament election, 50,000 crores for 10,000 crores each if you take for each state. It goes to very high level. So much spending is unnecessarily being wasted. The time of the election commission also has been conducting these elections at various places all through the year perennially. So much spending is done by the government which is made from the people's tax money only. So it's being drained. Our hard-earned money is being drained for conducting elections. Besides, if you see, each political parties are participating in elections. They spend lakhs of crores. So in that respect, if you see our elections, it's more like a gambling, you can say. How it is gambling, you can? Because each political party, they are spending lakhs of crores for parliament election. This time, in 2024 parliament election, it was estimated that all political parties and its candidates have spent 4 lakhs crores for these elections. That be the case in state elections. You see how much they are spending in lakhs and lakhs of crores. So, but the problem is, this election is like a gambling. Why it is so? Because the elected candidate and the losing candidates, second place, third place, fourth place, all these candidates, the margin difference is very minimum. But despite that, they spend lakhs of crores rupees for what purpose? First thing is they have to get a seat as per standing elections, like in their political party. So the leading major political parties, when they want election, stand for elections, they have to give money, give donation to the political party to get the seat, their political party to get a seat. Subsequently, once you get nominated, so from that day onwards, you have to spend money for this coterie of people and also for the food and banners, all these things. Besides, they have to spend for bribing the voters to vote for them. Recently, 1,000 to 5,000 is being spent for bribing. Besides this, they conduct road shows where they organize meetings. They put big stage and conduct meetings. For which they invite the self-help group women to create a big mass gathering for the meeting. So, for all these things, for gathering the people, inviting the people to come out to the meeting, they have to spend thousands of crores. So, like this, for bribing the people, for giving them gifts, all these things also they spend. And luckily, after in the election, one political party's candidate get elected, whereas the other political party people get defeated. But most of the cases, people spend equally for all these things. Equal spending will be there for the losing candidate, for the winning candidate. But the winning candidate, after getting elected, he will not turn to his constituency people to watch, to see. He immediately goes and see how best he can get back the money invested by him. He spends lakhs of crores. He want to get back that invested money. So he is using his political position in the government as an avenue to do business in getting back the money what he has invested, not singly, double and thrice he want to get back the money. What for? Because he has spent the money which he has to take back. Why twice or thrice? Because after 5 year period, he may get, once he get a seat, that's question, the once he get a seat, he has to spend for his political party to get the seat, election campaigning, and everything he has to spend the money for which he has to have the accumulated money. The money spent he has to get back. For next election he has to keep a buffer. Suppose in next election if he loses, or the third election, next election also he has to take. That's why minimum 2 to 3 times they accumulate wealth. So that first they want to get back the money and subsequently they have to accumulate funds for the next election. If they lose, for the next further election also, they accumulate and money with them. This much money how they can get unless they involve in corrupt practices. So once a winning candidate come to parliament of MLA, first thing what is it? You want to see his constitution money get to him which he use for himself. A constitution, his constituency development, his parliament constituency development, government allocate fund and they use it for themselves. Besides, governments allocate funds for various social welfare programs. None of these social welfare reaches the people. These political parties misuse by writing wrong books of accounts and swindle that money. And they use the babos, that is the government servants, especially in finance department, VST department, or whatever the departments, the police department, whatever, through their executives, they try to gather money by giving licenses, approvals, permits, various things. And especially any new ventures are coming, foreign companies starting business in India, Indian company expanding. In each and every case, while allotting plot, allotting the land, construction building, they take bribe from them. Like this, each political party is involving so much corruption. That is why even after 78 years, we are still an underdeveloped nation. It's a developing nation only. Still people below poverty line are plenty, struggling malnutrition. So what is it we have to do? Is the political parties are wrong in taking the corruptions? Where is the problem in that? See, they have spent so much money in getting elected. They are only our representative. Becoming our representative, they are spending so much money to represent us, to get us the welfare schemes. But are we getting it? Whereas they are spending for us. Why they need to spend? They say, I am spending for you and I am giving money to vote for me. You are collecting money from me and other political parties and you vote according to your instinct. Ultimately, we are the losers. We have spent the money, we have to get back the money. In twice or thrice. There is a lacuna in the system, in the election system, which need to be corrected. What is the reformation that we need to bring in to ensure that this corruption is eradicated from the system, and how we can make all the people to fulfill their karma duties in doing all these duties diligently without involving any corruption, and for which what type of reformation that we need to bring, let us see in a separate video. Thank you.